Hi, my name is Daniel O'Connor and this is a presentation for the Wirral Climate Change Group. Sorry I can't be there. Brian requested that I do this, and what I'll do for the next 10 minutes is just explain what Warp It is, how it works, what the benefits are. Brian should have shown you this clip already, so you've got a little bit of an idea. But basically, Warp It is an online platform which makes it really easy for staff to swap and share and loan surplus assets with each other in the same organisation in the first instance. If those surplus assets aren't required anymore, they can be shared with third parties, so you can actually have staff trading across organisations. I'll go into a bit more detail about how that works. The background of Warpit is that I used to be a waste manager in the public sector, and I saw a lot of waste in skips, stuff that shouldn't be there, leather watch files, furniture. So I set Warpit up as a mechanism for two things really: to make it really easy for staff to check if anybody else has stuff they're about to buy surplus to requirements already, so to reduce procurement demand, but also on the flip side of that, find owners for surplus stuff so that we don't throw it out into skips. Okay, so there's two main benefits. We are being used by a lot of public and private sector, so councils, hospitals, universities, right across different sectors. We've got the likes of AstraZeneca, central government, big councils like Devon County Council, and then also smaller SMEs. There are client stories on our website, and there's actually a case study by the Cheshire and Wirral Partnership there, who I know are part of your group, so you can have a look at that at your own leisure. We have been going for 3 years, and we are saving organisations lots of money on procurement, avoided procurement, but also lots of money on skips. One of the great benefits of Warpit is, from a climate change perspective, is that because we make it easy for staff to share stuff, we actually stop new stuff coming to the organisation, and all that new stuff has an environmental impact, particularly around carbon. So new things take energy to build. So we're talking about here about reducing scope 3 carbon emissions, that's supply chain carbon emissions. Okay, so I'll go into a little bit of detail about what it looks like and how it works, just showing you a few quotes from various clients here. Okay, so you can look at that in your own time. Log in as a standard user. So I'm going to log in onto my demo account. First of all, I should show you that each organisation gets their own portal, which is branded up with your own logos. It's Cheshire and Wirral Partnership. You'll notice that we have these KPIs along the bottom, which are really interesting because, well, from a climate change point of view, we can show you how much carbon you're avoiding by trading items. We work this out using the DEFRA conversion factors, if anybody is familiar with those. This is avoided procurement. I can go into a lot more detail on how we do the metrics. So I'm just logging in as a standard user. So what you do to set this up is there'll be a lead, there'll be a Warpit lead in the organisation who sets it up as the administrator. The administrator takes about 5 days to set up and communicate the process, and then spend about 30 minutes a week just making sure everything's working okay. And as the marketplace matures in your organisation, you'll notice that the administrator spends less and less time on Warpit. So when a standard user logs in, they will see your logo here, and they will see what's available within their organisation, what's about to expire, what's just been added, and also they'll see what other people are looking for. So there's a wish list function where, if you do a search and the item isn't there, you can add it to your wish list. And what that means is any other staff member will be able to, when they add, let's just say it's a, I don't know, inkjet cartridge, when they add an inkjet cartridge, if you've got inkjet cartridge on a wish list, you'll get an email. Okay, so how does this look? So this is the dashboard. This is how you search for an item. So just click the search icon, or you can, like any other internet site, eBay or Amazon, you can search by category. So we've just searched a blank search. This will then come back with everything that's available within your organization. So you see the sorts of stuff that's available. These are generally all available for free as well. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Okay, so let's just have a look at these 95 box files. They expire on the 26th of November. This is what it looks like. Just like eBay, claim the item, pick how many you want. You can ask a question, share it on social media, all that sort of stuff. You'll notice that these boxes expire on the 26th of November. I want to show you something a little bit different now. This system is being used to clear buildings as well. So for example, these coffee chairs, these coffee chairs are not available till the 30th of November because they're part of a building move. So this cafe, they're still using the chairs until the 30th of November, but I can actually get a reminder when they become available. So this is really important for any organisation who are doing a building clearance or turning over buildings or offices. so you can actually preload all your stuff on before the move happens and get it all bagsied out or booked out, you might say. When you do a search, you see your organization's stuff first, and you can search regionally and you can search nationally. So there are other organizations out there. When you trade between parties, there's a legal agreement that we provide, which means that the trades are, above board and legitimate, and also can be audited. Here's University of Southampton, for example. But you can search within the nearest, and not that sort of thing. So you can drill down your search. The implication for this for procurement is your staff can now search inside their own organization and inside other organizations to get stuff for free. What that means is, less procurement spend, obviously, and less purchase orders, which is a time resource. But importantly, from a climate change point of view, is you're stopping the production of new stuff. So you're stopping all that carbon impact up the supply chain. Okay, I'll very quickly show you how we add an item. So this process of adding an item, staff, when they're used to the system, when the network is matured and staff are using it, instead of disposing of stuff, they should be adding it to the system. So it's just like eBay. This process should take less than 30 seconds to add an item. So just like eBay, you add the item. So 100 Leverage files in fair condition. They're available from today. Let's advertise them until the middle of December. I haven't got a photo, so I can pick it from a photo library. In this bit, you put in any extra information that you might need. Like, this is the best file I've ever had, or access arrangements or this, or I'm only work on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, or whatever. And then you add that to the marketplace, and it's added. And now staff can now see, before any staff members buy anything new, they check warp it. Yeah, that's the sort of behavior change that's required. So instead of buying new, check warp it, and you can search for whatever you want, and you can get it for free, and you can get it secondhand. So it's got all these environmental, sustainability, and financial benefits. Okay, so I've rattled through that very quickly. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to show you in staff add an item using their smartphone, tablet, or online. When I say staff, that you should push this out and give this to standard staff, or alternatively, facilities, or you get someone in to catalog the items. But this is used for building clearances in one big go, or it's used for daily day-to-day churn of stuff in the organization. Yeah, there's always stuff coming in and out of the organization. Staff, take a photo, add the asset like I've just shown you. The assets are advertised internally in the first instance, and it's any physical asset. So it's furniture, stationery, consumables, electricals, lab kit, all that sort of stuff. If nobody internally claims it, you can send the item into storage, where staff can then still log in and view whatever's in the store. So it acts as a stock management system. Or if you don't have any storage, you can then advertise those items out to third parties after a certain amount of time. Internal staff are always prioritized, but you can send it out to third parties. So that's schools, charities, they get it for free, and other public sector, other private sector. We handle the legal transfer of the asset. What this looks like on a bigger picture on a regional scale is you've got these large corporates like yourselves all trading assets, surplus assets between each other, saving money, reducing carbon, reducing waste. And then you've got, these smaller third sector and private sector picking up assets if required. Something I should point out is stage of activity, there are levels of control. So for example, the administrator can fix it so that it's private. To start off, you can fix it as a private network only, or you can turn on and off certain categories. For example, you might not want to trade electricals when you start, or you might not want to trade devices with a memory, that sort of thing, for data protection. You can control which partners get to see what, and you can actually fix a tiered ordered redistribution chain. So some partners get access first over others, for example. Okay, so there's lots of checks and controls. So this is a typical savings profile. This is Dundee City Council. So we track every single transaction. We know who put it on, who took it off, how much they got, where it lives now. We know the carbon value. We know the weight of the item. We know the financial value of the item. Because of that data, we can then start to spit out this sort of information. So this is a measurement of how much is being saved on procurement internally. This is a measurement of how much is being saved on skip charges. This is a measurement of how much in value has been coming into the organization. So claims off other organizations. This is a value, and this is a value of the number of purchase orders that have been avoided. because on Warpit you're doing a swap, you're doing a trade, you don't raise a purchase order, so you see a drop in purchase orders coming into procurement. This is a value of items given to organisations, other private, other public sector. This is a value given to charity, and so on and so forth. So we can start to show the value of reuse. Now, you might already do something like this on an ad hoc scale, but nobody's tracking the benefit. This tracks the benefit, and that's really important because now more than ever, services have got to demonstrate their value. Procurement or sustainability or waste or facilities management need to start showing that, look, we've saved £100,000 this year because of reuse. So you can see how this is working. Covered that fairly quickly. As well as giving stuff away in a one-way donation, you can also loan stuff out. So this is an advanced feature, but if you think every department has a laminator, for example, which only gets used once every 6 months, well, on Warpit, you can add all those laminators and just make sure that the person who tries to buy a laminator next can actually borrow one. Yeah, and that applies to any sort of item. So pool bikes, tablets, anything that gets loaned out, tablecloths, fold-away tables, all that sort of stuff can be added to Warpit and loaned out to staff. About it, really. I would advise spending some time on our site. It kind of explains everything I've just done there. Tour, where we kind of explain all the different features on the system. We also do webinars. We do regular webinars where we actually target different stakeholders, and we, as part of the price, we actually also do webinars for your staff, so we can have up to 100 staff in one session, all training them on whatever aspect of Warpit they want to know about. And we also, as part of the costs, we also give you a launch pack, which breaks down the launch process into, I think it's about 22 tasks of about 20 minutes long each, and that helps you, that shows you how to roll out the system quickly, effectively, with as least resources as possible. It's also worth noting that we give this to the third sector for free. So if you're a community group or a not-for-profit, we'll actually give you access for free. So if you send this link to any of your third sectors and partners, I really appreciate your time. I hope I didn't go on, but if there are any questions, you can drop me an email at daniel@warp-it.co.uk. That's WARP-IT. Thanks for your time, and look forward to you signing up. Thanks now. Bye bye.